Welcome back to the King Monarch TV. You are ready. And if this is your first time here, please, I beg you, hit that subscribe button for me. You know what I'm saying? Do the notification so you doesn't miss anything. And while you at it, give me a like so YouTube could send this video out to more viewers so we could help to build this channel. Really appreciate that. And everybody else, please, press the like. Press the like. We definitely need to build this, and so YouTube could send this out to others so they could get to view what we're about to watch right here. You know what I'm saying? The 5 things you must do to make tons more money. You know, Monarch gotta show this, you know what I'm saying, to all the people that been giving me support for over the years. You feel me? I ain't even gonna do much talking. We're just gonna get right into it. Yes, sir. So let's get right into it.
Have you ever come across someone that seems to have a natural gift at making money? Do you want to emulate their success but aren't sure how? Well, in this video, I will share with you 5 proven ways to become a money magnet. And if you're new to the channel, then hit the subscribe button below.
Please, I beg you, hit that subscribe button below. You feel me? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I will appreciate that. And you also could share the videos. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Your sister, your brother, your cousin, everybody. Come subscribe to the channel.
For more life-changing content. Before we get into the 5 proven methods of becoming a money magnet, I want you to ask yourself, if I were to become a person who money was magically attracted to, what would I do with this newfound wealth? Would you buy a fancy new car? Would you buy a whole new wardrobe? The 5 methods I am about to share with you are guaranteed to make you wealthier than you've ever been before. But before I do, you need to understand that money only contributes to your happiness when spent correctly. Now, I'm not going to sit here and try and convince you that money doesn't buy happiness, because quite frankly, I believe it does, but only when it's spent correctly. Before I get into how you can exchange money for happiness, let's talk about instances where spending does make you any happier. Many times people buy stuff because they think, subconsciously perhaps, that it will bring them happiness. They just have to have the latest phone or outfit. And yes, spending money is fun and makes us happy, but for how long? More often than not, the novelty of the new item you purchase wears off in a day or two, and you are right back to where you started. So then you have to buy more to achieve that spending high, and the cycle continues. The cycle is what keeps the majority of people broke, and getting caught in this behavior doesn't bring true happiness to their life. So instead, spend your money on things that will give you longer-lasting happiness. For instance, buy your parents their dream car. Then every time you see them driving it, you will be happy that you were able to help them realize a lifelong dream of theirs. Alternatively, spend money on traveling. Seeing different parts of the world will make you appreciate what you have and will create memories that you can cherish for a lifetime. Now that you know how to spend your money to achieve immense happiness, the real question is, will you ever have the money to do any of that? In my opinion, the answer depends on a few factors. I believe that just about anyone can become a money magnet. All they have to do is employ the following 5 proven methods that I will now go over. Method number 1, positioning yourself for financial success. The people that become the wealthiest in the world are those who know themselves well. This means that they know their own strengths and especially their weaknesses, and ensure that both of these elements are managed to ensure their wealth is maximized. Unfortunately, the number of people who know themselves well is very small. This is because not a lot of people take the time to self-reflect, and those who do tend to shy away from focusing on aspects of themselves that are not as strong as they would like. For instance, many people complain that their employers don't pay them enough, but they aren't willing to reflect on why their current skill set isn't worth more money. The rich, on the other hand, don't get in their own way, which is why they lean on their strengths and manage their weaknesses. For instance, not everyone who makes a large income is good at saving it. However, for those who have a tendency of spending more than they should, setting up systems to ensure their saving success is a great way to mitigate this problem. One way to do this is through automated deductions. In essence, what these deductions allow you to do is send part of your paycheck directly into a savings account, instead of the full amount going right into a checking account where you would be more tempted to spend it. Allocating 10% of your after-tax income to your savings account is a great first step in automating your savings efforts. And if you want to ramp up how fast you save money, then ask your boss to deduct 20%, 30%, or whatever percentage works best for you. And this self-awareness doesn't just relate to saving money. It's important to learn how you'll react to certain situations. Without that knowledge, you can set up measures to ensure you don't fail financially. For instance, how would you react if your investments fell by 50%? Would you have the confidence in your investing knowledge to let them ride out the poor economic times, or would you pull out whatever money was left? Knowing the answer to these questions is crucial to long-term financial success. A third way to position yourself for financial success is to place value on taking action. This one is pretty simple. No success has ever been achieved without action. Therefore, knowing how to get yourself to take the necessary actions to achieve your goals is vitally important. One way to create positive action in your life is to set up positive habits. In the book The Power of Habit, written by Charles Duhigg, he explains that in order for a habit to be successfully employed, there must be a cue, a routine, and a reward. And by setting up all three of these elements into your financial habits, you will be sure to see money coming your way. Method number 2. Be a non-stop learner. The second method in becoming a money magnet is to strive to learn more every single day. Now, this doesn't mean you need to sign up for a new degree or attend a whole bunch of college classes. Over the last decade, the avenues for education have expanded so greatly that there are methods of learning that can appeal to just about anyone. For instance, if sitting in a lecture isn't for you, you can watch an engaging video on YouTube instead. Or, if you find reading puts you to sleep, you can plug into the audiobook version of the text instead. Sadly, many broke individuals stop learning once their formal education ends. They act as if they have already acquired all the information they need in life to succeed. Yet, this is far from the truth. We see it all the time, rich individuals spending more time and money than some people make in a lifetime on their own personal growth. Take the example of Dan Lok. This Canadian entrepreneur and multimillionaire invests more than $500,000 a year into his education, in the form of courses, coaching, and many other learning opportunities. Even Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha himself, used to read anywhere from 600 to 1,000 pages a day after already hitting the millionaire status. And today, at a net worth of almost $90 billion, he still spends 80% of his day reading and strategizing. Therefore, if you want to become a money magnet, then you need to have an insatiable thirst for knowledge. Method number 3. You prioritize saving. The third way to become a money magnet is to operate with a high savings rate. Like I said earlier in this video, you can make as much as you want, but if you save none of it, then you will never be rich. Now, establishing a high savings rate can be achieved in numerous ways, but let me share with you a few of my favorites. First, you can create a zero-based budget to eliminate financial waste. When making this type of budget, you start from scratch and have to justify every single line item of your financial plan, which helps you avoid rolling over expenses month to month that you don't need to be spending money on. Alternatively, you can resort to only spending cash. You see, whether you're buying groceries or a new phone, spending cash makes us notice the monetary effects of our actions. This is because as we are paying, we are physically handing over money, and we see the depletion in our wallet, whereas when you use a credit card or debit card, the potential to spend seems almost endless. Part of this pain we feel when we spend cash is due to what researchers call coupling. When someone buys an item with cash, they immediately know how much that item will cost, which is why when shoppers pay in cash, they tend to spend only half of what they would have if they would have paid on credit instead. Method number 4. Making your money work for you. Poor people work for their money, but the rich get their money to work for them. This is typically achieved through learning the difference between assets and liabilities. If you're unfamiliar with assets, they are commonly defined as a resource that will generate future economic benefits. And these benefits are most often realized in the form of income. Because assets produce income, the rich buy as many assets as possible, which they then use to pay for their day-to-day lives. This method of producing income is highly supported by Rich Dad Poor Dad author Robert Kiyosaki, who recently tweeted, "Live it up, buy everything you want. One caveat, buy the assets to pay for them first." Now, if you are currently carrying liabilities, then you should be asking yourself, how can I turn these financial burdens into assets? Take the example of your house. Houses are liabilities because they are expense-incurring possessions. Each month, you pay for your house's mortgage, utilities, and taxes. But luckily, this liability can also be used as an asset. For instance, if you have an extra room in your house, you can rent it out to offset some of these monthly operating costs. Charging $500 for a room can easily cover some of your monthly utility bills or part of your mortgage payment, ultimately turning this liability into an income-generating tool. Method number 5. You spend consciously. The fifth and final way to become a money magnet is to have a low burn rate. Your burn rate refers to the amount of money you spend on a monthly basis compared to your earnings. Now, unless you live expense-free, you will always maintain some degree of a burn rate. But those who build the most amount of wealth also tend to be the best at managing their burn rate. To break down a burn rate in more detail, this financial ratio is typically comprised of both core and discretionary expenses. Core expenses include things like rent, utilities, and taxes. Essentially, expenses you can't avoid. Discretionary expenses are things like entertainment, clothing, and other material goods. And your ability to limit these expenses is the key to becoming wealthy. When it comes to burn rate, there are three types of individuals. There are those who make no effort to reduce either type of expense, those who limit their discretionary expenses, and finally, the burn rate minimizers who work hard to limit both core and discretionary costs. As you probably guessed, the third group are the ones who reach financial independence the fastest, and I will now walk you through an example to illustrate exactly how this would work. Meet Steve. Steve makes $5,000 a month after tax, and his monthly housing costs and day-to-day expenses amount to roughly $3,500. On average, Steve spends another $1,000 on clothes and entertainment every month. Combining these core and discretionary costs, Steve spends $4,500 of his total $5,000 earnings every month, which equates to having a 90% burn rate. This leaves Steve with just $500 a month to put aside for retirement. Based on the 4% retirement rule, which requires you to have 25 times your annual living expenses in order to retire with a 4% withdrawal rate, Steve would need to accumulate $1,350,000 to cover his annual living costs of $54,000, which if he invested $500 a month at 10% would take 32 years. But what if Steve were to reduce his annual living expenses? How would this affect his retirement timeline? Let's say Steve downsized his home and cut out 75% of his discretionary expenses, making his total monthly burn rate $3,000. He would then have a burn rate of 60% and an annual living cost of $36,000. This annual cost would mean having to save up $900,000, which at 10% would take 28 years. In essence, by reducing your burn rate, you are effectively shortening your path to financial freedom and turning yourself into a legit money-making magnet.
Hey, it looks like YouTube thinks this next video is the one that will change your financial life forever. Give it a watch and let's see if they're right.
I like this. I like this. I like this. I like this. This some real truish. You know what I'm saying? So all you gotta do, man, I think everything he said is factual. You know what I'm saying? It's common sense. You follow some of these steps in your daily routine life, you might, you know what I'm saying? You might do pretty well in life. I just wanted to, you know what I'm saying, to share that with y'all, and y'all can take it how y'all want to take it and, you know, follow whatever instruction y'all want to follow. It's y'all life. You know what I'm saying? It's y'all money, it's y'all whatever. So I'm just here to share all this information and knowledge to y'all. You feel me? So until the next time, peace and mad love. And we out.